Chickadee chat yourself before you shat yourself. Chickadee. I've been working on this the whole time, by the way. That's what I have for you today. Honestly, I'm not feeling very creative or awesome. It's been rough. I have been super looking forward to hanging out with you guys. We have some low effort content for you today. You can look at my face for a minute if you want to. I haven't done makeup or anything, but also I don't know why, but I don't know why I ever even try to make my lights look right. Hi, Magical Mog. It's so good to see you. Sleep Ninja. Big Wolf Paws DD. You're off tomorrow. That's so nice. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. I have to, shitting and farting and excitement. Yo, I don't know who started the D's instead of T's in shitting and farting, but I think that is the height of comedy. It cracks me up so much. It's exactly like when I stopped using question marks just because I think it's funny to say a question instead of ask a question. Oh man. What else? Dude, Zoomers rule. Zoomers are the best ones. I'm embarrassed that my generation came just before the Zoomers. I'm embarrassed. They put us all to shame, and I need all of us to just take a second to kiss the boots of all of the fucking Zoomers. It's just... Dee says we accept your praise. Good. I adore your generation. I think that you're the best ones. You're the only ones that have it right, as far as I'm concerned, as far as social, I don't know, norms, I guess. I don't know how to say what I want to say, but the philosophy of the Zoomer is absolutely my shit. A lot of the time, I really needed, I still need, I guess. I don't know why I said needed. I don't know why I correct myself. I need jokes and stuff explained to me, but once I get them, they're very funny. And it makes me feel so stupid and they probably don't have the same impact. But I think that Zoomers are the best ones. I really do. Millennials are decidedly okay. Definitely better than the boomers. Gen X is whatever. Millennials are okay. We are often described as nihilist, but you aren't though. I wouldn't classify Zoomers. I wouldn't say that that's a Zoomer trait. I feel like nihilism is so okay, nihilism, but positivity nihilism, kinda. I feel like most people, when they think about nihilism, they think about people who are bitter about how nothing matters. I feel like Zoomers know that nothing matters, but also that the world is kind of a miracle. It's weird that we have it so fucked up, but we should be thankful and nice to people all the time, every day. That's what I get out of Zoomers. We are lol. That's all we got. Oh, we are. Yeah. I get you. No, sincerely, we dropped the ball so hard. We let the boomers get away with way the fuck too much. To be fully fair to us, though, there's so many of them. There's still so many of them. Ugh. It's a coffee blend of bitter and sweet. Absolutely. We really are the reason we are so funny is because we know nothing matters, and humor is how that trauma manifests. I think that millennials had that a little bit too. It's just that you guys are so much nicer. It's I find wholesome, people pushing wholesomeness to be bad, toxic positivity bad. But I wish the word wholesome wasn't ruined. It was ruined. But I find Gen Z to be mostly wholesome, even about things that are decidedly unwholesome, sexuality. That's decidedly unwholesome, but literally Zoomers are just no, it's nobody's business what is other people's privates. Hee hee. And it's just so wholesome. And I'm here for it. I like Zoomers. That's it. I am fucking just sucking off all this. Well, okay, let's. Should I start stream over? Hold on. Oh, hi guys. How are you tonight? Doxy, I don't know what you're talking about. I watched a dude with no context deep throat a doorknob to Minecraft cave music. Are you trying to tell me that deep throating a doorknob to Minecraft cave music is not wholesome content? Hey, I'm great. Good to see you today. Hey, good to see you guys today for the first time and talk to you for the first time. For the record, oldest Gen Zs are 25-ish. Yep. But still. But still. Okay. So today we're going to do JCS videos. I'm sure a bunch of you have already watched most of the JCS videos. Welcome, Sperry. Good to see you. Sorry. I was doing a bit. But I thought that it would be fun. They are, one is a video that I have been saving to watch for a long time. It comes up in my personal YouTube recommendations, like, a lot. The what pretending to be crazy looks like video. And then if we have time, moving forward, we're going to do Casey Anthony. If we can't do Casey Anthony tonight, we will definitely cover Casey Anthony another time. Because that is a fascinating case to me, and I've never watched the JCS video on it, and I feel like we could all talk about it together. FBI coming for Doxy? No. I think that, something that I really love about Zoomers is that I think that integrity and honesty are so much more important to Zoomers than they are to anybody else. They just also will talk about shitting and farting with D's instead of T's while doing it, you know? I was just about to ask if you've seen the JCS channel. I wish they had more vids. Same. But have you seen the video that explains like what happened to them? Do you guys know what's going on with JCS and why they aren't posting content anymore? Do you guys know what's going on with them? It's fucking devastating. Hey, Solar Cook, it's so good to see you. Been playing any TTRPGs lately? I haven't touched one in a hot minute and it's devastating. Maybe that's why my depression has been worsening. OMG, know what happened? I have no clue. Basically, YouTube just keeps demonetizing them for being like adult content or whatever. It's ridiculous. Even though other like TV channels and stuff, they don't get strikes. They don't get their channels demonetized. Like, YouTube is in bed with network owners and it is crushing true crime creators. Like, I hope against hope that they start a Patreon or something so that they can keep going forward. But if you look, I don't remember the name of the video. I think it's like the assassination of JCS. Just search that on YouTube and there's a video explaining it. Oh, is this about YouTube hitting dark channels that discuss horror related stuff and RL terror? Yes. Yes. But TV shows will have documentaries on exactly the same shit as videos that have been demonetized from these like channels like me that do morbid stuff, and channels, especially channels like JCS, because they're huge, right? But not the TV channels that are obviously suffering because cable is going the way of old Yeller. Yeah, that community has taken a real hit because there is a market for it. Yep. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. I fucking hate YouTube. I'm a YouTube partner and I fucking hate YouTube. And I am so over trying to play by their rules, trying to like play with camera angles and makeup to make myself look attractive to fucking 16-year-old boys for views. I'm just over it. I'm over it. I don't want any part of their morals or their playbook because they don't have rules. They do have rules. They do have rules. You just only have to follow them if you're not rich. If you're not like hella mega rich. It's educational, like literally copyright free. They're property of the justice system and were released to the public. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's just awful. Hey, Rana, how's it going? Good to see you. Anyway, let's go watch YouTube. We're gonna finish making the dish rag that we started yesterday. And then we might start another dragon egg dice bag because I do still have the gray and black color that we haven't done yet. However, I think that might be a really fun yarn to use for a basket pattern that I found. So I don't know. But we're definitely going to do this dishcloth. Oh, right. And I promised that I would do a basics of crocheting in the round. I don't think that we'll have time to do that tonight. But we will focus on doing that sometime very soon. Hey, J-Rod. Hey, awesome. It's so good to see you guys. I'm just so tired of watching 2 ads to get an ad done by the creator. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but like, what are they supposed to do? Starve? You know? Like, I understand that most of them are not starving. I understand that most content creators that are doing well enough to have sponsors probably have decent money going, but still, that is their income. Are you and Josiah still doing D&D? We have decided to mostly move that away from my channel because it killed my channel. Like, I went from getting 70 regular views a stream to like 25 regular views a stream. So we have decided to stop doing tabletop stuff on my channel. Which sucks because I paid a lot of money to rebrand this channel to gear it towards tabletop. But I was not making enough money. I still am not making enough money. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm genuinely panicking about my financial situation and my future. I don't have a dime saved for retirement and I'm nigh on menopause. So I wish I had one of those noisemakers that you spin around the box and it goes wah. You know what I'm talking about. That sounds fair. It's not for everyone. Yeah. It sucks. But I will be joining him for D&D stuff on his channel every once in a while. The D20 is kick-ass regardless of what the channel is about. That's true. I fucking love that. You guys, I don't know if you follow Marisa D on Twitter or like Insta. I don't know if she has a TikTok or anything, but she's very crafty. She's the artist that did all the rebrand stuff for my channel. And she's also a babe, if that matters to you. I don't like to make that like part of somebody's worth, but like she's nice to look at and she posts selfies of herself. She's just rad. She's just rad. There's like, you should follow her. It's at MARIESSAD, I believe. You'll see that I follow her. She's amazing. Yeah, that's her. I stan. The older I get, the more I am just like obsessed with badass women. Azuma, thank you so much. It could be a command if I knew how to use the bot. I've been doing this for nigh on a decade and I still have no idea how to use my bot. Anyway, are you guys ready for some true crime shit? I want to sit down and help you out with that. It would take an hour. The only thing is, Asama, like, I appreciate that so much, but I am a really slow learner. I am not very smart. I know some big and fun and fancy words, and I can talk like a smart person sometime, but I am just not very smart. Oh my gosh. Sleep Ninja, thank you so much. I appreciate
All Kind
you.
Sofa Sparkler. The Sleep Ninja gifted a tier 1 sub to All Kind Sofas.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet to me. I love you guys. I just, it's nice. It's nice to be around you. I can like actually feel some of the stress melt away and stuff when I'm hanging out in Doxy Chat, and it's good vibes. I gotta say, even though it's like the smallest audience we've ever seen lately, it's like the highest quality audience we've ever seen. I've loved the vibe in here over the past few months so much. I'm just so pleased. Like, I feel like this community that we've fostered has just really become purified radical. I'm so fucking into it. If it's anything similar to Nightbot, I can get you in like 5 minutes. I am not sure. I don't know if you have... I don't know if you're buds with Brian Tripp at all, my ex-roommate. I mean, the thing about viewers is that they will come back. It's just a matter of when. I mean, we'll see. It's been a while. But it's okay. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Something chaff from the wheat. I don't think that I'm familiar with whatever idiom you are referencing. The smaller the audience, the more fine-tuning you can do to get it the best. It's true. I mean, there are a lot of people who watch a channel for what it does. It's true. Yeah, absolutely. You are not wrong, Sperry. Kid Anarchy, yes, Kid Anarchy. He is the Doxybot whisperer. I'm sure that you could DM him. I've seen channels whose view counts will fluctuate wildly depending entirely on what they're doing that day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I've seen people that are part of big channels like go off and do a solo thing and be just not at all successful with that. And it's a damn shame. But also, like, the way of the tubums, it's fickle. Bot whispering is its own job. Okay, we're gonna do this. I don't know. Hopefully this is okay. So huge big confession. I don't really watch Hassan. But I know that he has covered these videos in full. Same with Charlie, same with XQC, all that stuff. I know that they have watched these videos in full, so I am assuming consent on the part of JCS. And I feel really kind of shitty about that. But since all of their content is demonetized anyway, I feel like the only person that we're robbing here is YouTube. My favorite channel plays something obscure, gets 100 viewers, plays Resident Evil 4, gets 1,200. Yeah. Okay, Rana. Sadly, a lot of the money is in gaming. It's true. But it wasn't good for me. And people didn't like to see me when I was, like, super actually pissed, you know? Anyway. Why? Video. Okay, there's that. Once again, I apologize for the state of my desk. I just really don't have the energy to clean it in between stream and not stream, and so on and so forth. We will go ahead and zoom in a bit. Oh my goodness, Squealer. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it very much. You know that feeling you get when you are on the road and you're like, man, I've been on the road for way too long. And then you find a really good excuse to pull over, like a gas station or whatever. That's the feeling that I just got from you following my channel. So thank you so much for being my fun distraction. Yeah, I feel like that's about as much as we're going to want to zoom. Apply, okay. And now I will get this keyboard out of here. I want a book of all of your follower quotes. You'll have to go back and find a bud. I just say them off the cuff. I don't keep track or anything like that. Sorry. I just want people to know how special it is. It feels nice. It feels nice to get a new follower, that somebody comes in and is just like, you know what? I like their vibe. And they click a whole button. Like, that's just nice. It's special. I like that. You know what? Yo, I think I know. Fuck, I just put my keyboard away. Fuck. Okay, it's BuffBot. Matt. It's Buffut does bot. Okay? Please Google search BuffBot, BUFBOT, space, Buffutda, BUFUTDA. It will have a list of the commands, I think, maybe. I don't know, though. Vom.red. This is a command to pull the commands. Did you not see it above? I did not. Okay, are we ready? This is what pretending to be crazy looks like.
This is 26-year-old Dawson McGee, sitting in a police
How's the
interrogation
volume? Is it
room
good
in the
or is
early
it too
hours
much?
of a Tuesday morning. The Monday night before, he stabbed his own mother to death for asking him to move out of the house and get a job. Dawson is unaware that he is being recorded on a hidden camera. In 3 seconds from now, he will hear the sound of the door being opened by a detective. And at that exact moment, you will see a remarkably noticeable switch in his demeanor.
Oh my God.
We've got something I want to talk to you about.
How do these people
looks like
not
you've
know
been
that they're
laughing
being
along.
filmed at all times?
What happened to my mom?
Well, you tell me.
People called me and said something happened at home to mom. They were very bad.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to my mom?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
I was waiting for my brother and sister to tell me.
Okay. Well, so, was your sister home this weekend?
Wait, I'm supposed to have an attorney?
If you want one.
Am I supposed to
Oh,
have an
yeah.
I should request an attorney?
Well, that's up to you if you like one. But I mean, we'd like to talk to you.
You're supposed to have an attorney. Go on, say what?
I'm a big silly jerk.
I would offer. I'm going to ask for an attorney.
You want to ask for an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Kool-Aid.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother. All of which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see
my
here.
God.
Dawson clearly believed that his passage through the legal system would somehow be easier if he were presumed insane, which is a naive, yet somewhat common misconception that many suspects make when facing serious charges. They have this notion that a plea of insanity would either lower the severity of their punishment or liberate them from it altogether. That instead of being sent to prison, they would simply be released back into society, perhaps with a free psychotherapeutic program to attend on the weekends. This is, of course, a far cry from reality. In the United States, if you're found responsible for a serious offense, but also found not guilty of the crime by reason of insanity, you will be institutionalized at a high-security psychiatric facility. These institutions are without question some of the darkest and most disturbing places in the system. And if you're not actually suffering
later,
from the
Dee Dee. Have a good
crippling
one. Thanks
effects
for
of
hanging out.
mental illness,
Been okay?
living in this
Oh, yeah.
type of environment will be a mentally agonizing experience. The foresight of what occurs inside these units would make the majority wish to avoid them. But once you are in, it is
Yeah,
very
man,
hard
nothing
to get
is
out,
scarier
and you will
than an
have to
angry
serve the
NEET,
same,
hey?
if not a greater amount of time than you would have had to serve at a regular prison. So to put it briefly, if you commit a serious
White
offense
guys
and
are
then pretend to
scary.
be crazy
They're
in order to get
scary.
away with it, your life from that point forward will be an extremely dark and uncomfortable existence, whether
Oh,
you manage to
sorry.
fool the system or not. But there is one benefit, which is the elimination of capital punishment. The United States cannot execute someone deemed insane during the time of their offense, which is the only conceivable reason a defendant would cling to this narrative even after knowing what lies ahead should it
Sappy
succeed.
doll.
And
Thank
this
you so
happens
much
to
for
be
the
a
prime
notion
sub.
that
I
ties
appreciate
in
you
closely
very
to the
much.
primary subject of this video. It will focus on one particular
How are
individual
you?
whose interrogation footage is so fraught with blatant trickery that most of the segments presented to you won't even need suggestive commentary. You can simply observe and judge for yourself whether you see authentic behavior or not. But before showing you what pretending to be crazy looks like, we'll briefly show you a genuine case of the criminally insane, or at least a far more convincing one. This is 18-year-old Jared Murray, a freshman at East Central University in Oklahoma. On a Wednesday evening in December, he asked fellow student Gennaro Sanchez for a ride to Walmart. Once they got there, Murray pulled out a handgun and made Gennaro drive to an isolated country road where he shot him twice in the head. He then
No.
attempted to hitchhike to Canada, but was soon apprehended by police on the side of the road. He immediately confessed to the crime once apprehended, and was then interrogated by the arresting officer.
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money.
So he took you to Walmart,
Yes, sir.
and did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
And why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the weapon on him and demanded that he take me to Asher, Oklahoma, sir.
And why did, all of a sudden, did you decide that you needed to go to Asher?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
Oh.
Did he say anything?
He panicked, went to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more, kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
And so you're
Oh my
Vietnamese,
goodness.
and so
The
The
angriest
angriest
bloom.
bloom
Thank you
cheered.
so much for
Boo.
45
did
bits.
say
Ah,
it
you
was-
scared me.
Now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Thank
And what
you.
happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car, went around. He was driving 10-15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood of the car, and of course it was slow when he wasn't purposefully driving. Tried to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out there, dumped him into the, before I dumped him into the ditch, I heard him gurgling. I'm not sure if that's a
Jeez.
physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow, because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch.
He makes a half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
Did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
So that fashion would be business psycho.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north.
Hi, Quinn, by the way.
Canada, sir.
Good to see you.
You guys going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He states that his plan was to escape into Canada, but he had nothing to escape with, not even a passport.
I had tried hitchhiking.
By the way, I know this is a weird way to
most of
do
the
it,
way
but this is
because
my
the only way
confession
this
that
was
I'm
going to
this
work,
guy.
Factoring in,
I made it to Canada
my belief that
eventually.
y'all found the crime scene is if someone were to give me a ride there and then. And then whenever
Sorry, chat.
your patrol car
I fooled ya.
was pulling up behind me, I didn't know it was a patrol car. I stuck my thumb out and
Oh, it's good to
He was
see you,
everywhere.
Sappy doll.
Jeremy, I want to ask you just point blank, because, I mean, you sat here and confessed to,
pretty much everything.
in my mind, and I think you might agree with me, just cold
Sleep Ninja.
killed a young man tonight.
Yes, sir.
Or last night. Have you ever killed anybody else?
No, sir.
You will now see the detective attempt to establish a motive for the crime.
I guess I'm having a hard time understanding what you got out of it. Can you help me?
I don't really get anything out of it.
Do you feel any remorse?
I'm sad that I got caught so quickly.
Tell me why I should believe you that there just was going to be one person that was going to suffer from your consequences of killing.
You have no reason to believe me, sir.
I guess I'm just still having a real hard
He's
time
very
understanding
straightforward.
why.
The detective fails to establish a solid motive for a further 2 minutes. The discussion eventually lands on the victim's long-term girlfriend.
You don't think she's going to be upset, heartbroken?
I think she will be, sir.
How does that make you feel?
No different, sir.
Okay. I think you've been honest with me. I think you've told me just straight up, right out of the book.
Pretty sure you're
Right.
right on
sir.
that, sir.
You know, you've done a terrible thing tonight.
Yes, sir.
You killed a young man
Yes, sir.
just for the simple fact of, I guess pretty much just to say for you.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think?
Jeez, Quinn. That's dark.
Death sentence, sir.
And why do you think you deserve the death sentence?
An eye for an eye, sir.
Do you believe an eye for an eye?
Yes, sir.
Jared Murray was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He was committed to a high-security mental facility where he is to remain indefinitely.
He just looks like a dude in
Anything
a
to say
black
for
metal
yourself
band
today?
without makeup on.
Any reason why you might have done this to this young man?
No, ma'am.
No reason.
No, ma'am.
You have nothing to say for yourself.
No, ma'am.
You want to tell the community anything?
No, ma'am.
Did you confess to police?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you proud of what you've done?
No, ma'am.
Do you have remorse for what you've done?
No, ma'am.
He appears completely void of human emotion.
He just
no
doesn't
regret,
even have to think
remorse,
about it.
shame, nor fear. He had both taken a life and destroyed his own, yet seems indifferent to the circumstances. With respect to his interrogation footage, the most conspicuous element was the complete lack of self-preservation.
Good news,
He
though,
didn't
we've
once
essentially
attempt
solved
to deflect
homelessness. We
blame,
just need
nor afford
politicians to
himself
listen to
any
us.
type
By
of
all means,
justification
do
for
go
his
on.
actions. He simply spoke in a factual, non-biased manner, impartial to how his words may have been taken or even twisted to be used against him. There was no calculated
At least
structure
he's
to his
honest,
behavior whatsoever. So with this notion in mind, let's move on to the
Presenting
primary
the world's
subject of this
thinnest
video.
silver lining, hey?
Not fun. Good. Just go there a minute, have a seat on the porch there, all right?
Thank you,
Hands up
Matt.
a little bit. Have a seat.
I think Kool-Aid knows some of the bot
Yeah.
commands, if not all of them.
No, do not think about getting up, all right, buddy?
This is 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who 3 hours and 55 minutes prior to this moment murdered 17 people at his former high school in Parkland, Florida. Among the dead were 3 teachers and 14 students,
Oh, it's
the majority
this
of whom were
kid.
14 years old.
tried to
A
pretend
further
to be
17
crazy?
students were seriously wounded during the massacre. The gunman dropped his rifle 7 minutes into the rampage and then blended in with the crowd as he ran out of the building. He was at large for 1 hour and 20 minutes, during which time he stopped off at a Subway and then a McDonald's, where he sat down and casually spoke to one of the victim's brothers. The student was unaware that his older sister had just been shot through the chest by the man sitting across the table. The description of the shooter was transmitted by police over the radio, which led to an officer identifying and arresting him on a street just 2 miles away from the school. He was taken to the nearest hospital and examined by a doctor for roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. He was medically cleared and then transferred to the local sheriff's office where he was subjected to interrogation.
And the next row only gave me 5.
Do not
What did
think
I
about
do
getting up, all right,
wrong?
buddy?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. It's something we worked on for a year and ultimately packed into a very dense but humorous podcast where a comedian friend monologues. It's over an hour-long explanation, though. I can link to it, though. By all means, absolutely, please do. Always share your stuff. If I could get somebody to go into YouTube chat, actually, I'll be able to copy and paste it into Twitch chat for those of you that are interested. Also, sorry that I had to pull this away for a minute. Yeah, I don't know, Victoria. What did you forget to do the front loop and back loop on your first star? I don't know. Also, you should have more than 8 buttholes on the first one too, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I have 12 buttholes. Second row is only 2 half double crochet in each hole of the butts, right? Yeah. I feel so bad. I feel like maybe I cut you guys loose too soon. Okay, I zoned out for a moment and just came back to I have 12 L's. Yeah. Overachiever. Skip too many in between each bell. There's not, you don't skip anything between each butthole. You work into the old, like you work into the butthole you just made. Each butthole comes out of the last. No, it was time for bed, but if I don't have the pattern in front of me, no, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. If you want to get to where you're just at, did it not give the link, Quinn? I don't see a link. It's normally a somewhat political podcast, but the homelessness issue is explicitly nonpartisan, even more so than usual. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to get to my YouTube chat really quick and see if there's anything. Oh, Ethan Hodge, I'm so sorry I missed you earlier. Is YouTube filtering out the link? It must be, but I don't have any setting like that toggled. I am so pro share. I am so pro sharing. You can just post it to the Discord. Okay, yeah. If you want to do that really quick, I'll wait until you do that, and then I will post it into both chats so that people who are interested can give it a look-see. There is a Promote Yourself channel if you want to pop it in there, Quinn. Hell yeah. Thank you. All right, copy link, and I will post that into Restream chat. And send. I'm going to listen to that. That's a cause that is very near and dear to me. It's okay, buddy. I always like to watch your streams while I play Pokemon. Oh, that's wonderful, Ethan. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm going to get this going again. I forget. Oh, right. If you want to let me know when you're back at 25, like if you can be at the top of a row, I can walk you through it again if you want. Or if you want, I can just give you a pattern after the show. Victoria, I'm so sorry that I didn't give you clear enough instructions. I did receive the gift card email. I meant to reply to it. I'm so sorry. I'm just like perpetually out of spoons. I'm so sorry. Speaking of spoons, did you guys see that Hope's TikTok got banned? Hope's TikTok got banned. As someone that lives in Seattle, it's pressingly important to me too. Yeah, absolutely. What are you making exactly, Doxy? Just a dishcloth. Hope is a scam artist. Hope is a scam artist that told people she had cancer and collected thousands of dollars in donations. Hi, Leslie. Good to see you. How are you? But Raikudo, thank you so much. Okay, I did a regular chain because I think I fluffed the foundationless chain before. Okay. Yeah, that's super fine. Well, then in that case, you're going to want to have, I think you start with 27. I don't have my phone with me, so I cannot look. You have the first half butt? Okay, then you're fine. Then you're absolutely fine. I will get to my first half butt here, and then I'll tell you to pay attention, and I'll go slow. And actually, you know what? Let's just do this really fast. Front loop only. Skip one chain. Shit. Never mind. Never mind. I have to make the half butt first before you can follow me. I'm so sorry. Good golly, I am just a mess. I am just a mess, chat room. Also, I'm so sorry that I have to pull the yarn so close to my eyes to be able to do this first stitch every time. I imagine that might be confusing for some of you. But if anybody needs an up-close demonstration, I will try really hard to get it under the camera and stuff. All right, so I am at 3 here. Yeah, now 4, 5, oh, 6. Pull through all 6 of them. And then you chained one. Did you chain one, Victoria? To close off the butt? You have to plug the butthole, you see, so that it stops. Hi, Hacks Matt. Yes. Okay, excellent. And then you just insert directly into the little anus. Welcome, Matt. And draw up a loop. And then into the next loop of yarn that is around the little anus there. It's one of the loops that you just pulled through in the series of 6. It's the first loop that you pulled through in that series of 6. You're going to slide under that and draw up a loop. Then into the same crochet that loop from the series of 6 came from. And then into the next 2 full chains you will go and draw up loops. And you should have 6. And then it's just rinse and repeat. I gave Crochet a second chance thanks to you. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. Are you into it? Do you like it? I gave Crochet a second chance thanks to you. It sucked. Now my parents are dead and my family's disowned me. Yeah. Anyway, I really hope that you like Crochet. It's a good thing that you gave it a second chance. Making a bunny, having a good time, though I suck at counting properly. Me too. ADD. Untreated. It's the worst. And then I smoke pot like a fucking dumbass. Makes it way worse. Like, way worse. Victoria, how you living over there, doll? This is why I always come back. Oh, what did I do? Please tell me whatever it was that I did that made you come back. I get new viewers all the time. I can't ever get them to come back in here. Now that I have the wonderful image of tiny buttholes, crochet seems more interesting. It's true, though. It looks like little anuses. They're just puckered up, waiting for the next poop. I just got home from moving furniture for my grandpa, you sweet, sweet grandchild. I dropped something on my foot. No! Now it's all black and blue. No! I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, it's the second cheek. Now you just rinse and repeat all down the row. And you don't have to like chain any. You just go, you always, whenever you finish that chain to close the butthole, you go straight into the little anus you've made. Struggling because I had to get in that stupid chain. Yeah, it fucking sucks. I'm so sorry that maybe I wasn't as slow and patient with you guys during the foundation row as I should have been. Please, please never hesitate to ask if you have any question or if you're unsure of anything. I feel like I failed you. That's also why I got into baking, all the anus. I just come back because you are doxy. I'm going to hug you in real life someday, Leslie. I bought a bunch of yarn I can't use for crochet because it's too fluffy. So I'm going to try to hand knit with it. Fuck yeah. That's an excellent solution. Hand knit scarves hold heat so well if the yarn is fluffy. Like, you are about to make some of the fucking most fire scarves of your life. I failed you because I can't read minds from across the internet. No, I feel like I was rushing you or something. Like I didn't give you enough opportunities to ask questions or something. I was really concerned. But I'm gonna keep going. If you need me, Victoria, at any point, just say doxy and it will light up on my end and I'll be able to see it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna unpause this now.
From the moment the subject entered the room, his eyes have been fixed upon nothing but the floor. He's held on to this downward-facing gaze as if he's either in a state of shock or disconnected from the moment.
I'm so excited to see them just bust him out for faking crazy. Little fucking shit. Think you can bring a gun to school and just like kill people?
At the exact moment the door shuts, he lifts up his
also,
head to
at the
observe
same
his
time,
surroundings.
you are a victim
his
of a
behavior
society
completely
that has
shifts
failed
once he
you,
believes
to be
no one is
totally
watching.
fair, but, like,
If
still.
we look at his demeanor a moment earlier, we can see the contrast. He went from being detached to alert. His behavior changed as the environment changed, which is a recurring theme throughout this interrogation. It shows us that his mind isn't wandering off during these moments of apparent disconnection. He is in fact fully present and very aware of what's going on around him. As he looks up, his eyes immediately lock onto the camera. He now knows he is still being watched, and his following gestures will resemble that of someone with suicidal tendencies.
Oh my goodness.
At face value, these externalized suicidal thoughts may seem genuine to some, but when framed with the rest of his behavior throughout this interrogation, they are exposed for what they really are: an act. A calculated attempt to garner sympathy and paint his character in what he believes to be a more positive light.
It is being framed in a way that it's like he's pretending to be crazy and watch us bust him for it.
You all right?
Who are these some? Okay, all right. I'm kind of glad that you agree with me, though.
All right, I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm going to see you want a glass of water or something.
Ooh,
What's
water
your first
sounds
name?
awesome.
This is a situation where the proof against the suspect is already conclusive. He is without question responsible for the crimes under investigation, making the pursuit of a confession non-essential. The police know he did it, but they need to know why he did it, which would already require a complex strategy in order to obtain the correct information. But the suspect's first recorded statements upon his arrest have now made the procedure considerably more difficult.
What's going on today, bro?
I see Monstro.
Demons?
I don't like the idea of giving the police power to deem something beyond
Voices
a
and
reasonable
demons.
doubt or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't like that at all.
What happened?
Shut up.
Just be quiet, man.
Shut up.
Demons, man. Voices.
These two words have now forged the primary stratagem of his own interrogation, which is to cut through deception under the guise of supportive examination. The questions will be designed to lock him into a specific narrative about his alleged psychosis, while simultaneously giving him the impression that his responses are for his own benefit. Anything he says now can be used to refute any amendments he might come up with at a later stage. We all know that after this interrogation, he will have significantly more time to think, study, and even seek guidance from professionals about how the legal system interconnects with mental illness. Yet the majority of this forthcoming knowledge could be useless to him depending on what he says during these moments. The more details he gives away, the less options he will have for his defense later on. But pursuing this objective is complicated, as there are two very common scenarios for when this type of suspect gets interrogated.
By the way,
and just to be entirely clear, by this type of suspect, we mean someone who is 1, pretending to be insane, and 2, not fooling anyone. Their most common response is to simply shut down. They regress into total silence or some type of catatonic state, and the interrogation never gets off the ground. The other common response is the exact opposite. They erupt into hysteria or supposed delirium, and everything from that point forward becomes incoherent. The lead detective, John Curcio, must not allow either of these scenarios to transpire.
Hell yeah,
and this makes the
Victoria.
first 2 minutes absolutely crucial. He needs to create a positive first impression and resemble the furthest thing from a threat, while at the same time maintain a presence of
Ooh, I'm
authority.
excited to see
His
your hot
temperament
takes,
will be
Sleep Ninja.
easygoing and non-confrontational,
as a
but also
non-believer, you're not
encouraging
wrong.
when extracting a response.
It's
His
not
role
okay,
at this
I agree
moment
with
is
you.
the ally.
He should have to go
needs
to
to be
jail for a
liked,
little bit.
respected, but must not be feared. Not yet anyway. Going off the suspect's initial demeanor, the detective will know that he is far more likely to regress into a state of silence at this opening stage, and if he can prevent that from happening within the first 2 minutes, he is over the first obstacle.
Sweet
All right,
boy.
how you doing, Nick?
My poor
I
cat
need
just
to
wants
ask
me
you
to pet him
really
so
your
bad.
name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name? Come on, Nick. Huh? Spell it for me. Come on.
Yes,
I'm
Sleep
old. You gotta
Ninja.
talk so I can
I
hear
wonder
you.
if we
N-I-K.
could find some of that.
O.
Oh.
Okay. A-S.
I'm sure
And
we
what's
could
your middle
find
name?
some of that.
Come on,
Where are
let's
all
be
of those
something.
videos? I know they must exist.
Jacob.
I'm sure the
J-A-C.
police do everything
What's
they
your
can
date of
to
birth?
prevent those from being released.
Okay, you need to relax, because I'm the last detective or policeman you're going to have to talk to. So right off the bat, that should be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to. But the thing about it is, look at me.
Sorry, Makey.
I got to be able to hear you. Okay? So all I want to
The
do
one
is get
I
basic
watched was
information
scary
from
and
you,
abusive?
and then we'll get into
No.
the, whether you want a glass of water, all that stuff. What's your date of birth?
09.
January?
09.
09 September.
The investigation team already know the answers to these basic questions. Their only purpose are to initiate a response, and their non-threatening nature make it more likely for the suspect to engage. They are essentially the opening wedge to get the two-way dialogue flowing, and although the suspect is still partially committed to his catatonic state as we can clearly see, he is still responsive, making it unlikely for him to regress into complete silence from this point forward. Everything up to this moment has gone to plan. The detective has one foot in the door, and he can now develop the relationship from a more secure position. He goes about this with a standard method of rapport development, the offer of food and water.
All right, let me do this. You want a cold water?
Thank you, Matthew.
You don't know if you want cold water?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to bring in 2, because I want one. It was hot, and then if you decide you want to have it, that's fine. You sure you don't want something to eat? Okay.
The refusal to accept food and water is a familiar response which you may have already seen on this channel. It's a glaring manifestation of shame. This is not to be confused with guilt nor remorse, both of which require the acceptance of responsibility, which in turn directs our focus outwards on the feelings of others. Shame, on the other hand, shifts our focus on the perceptions of others towards ourselves. The subject is afraid of how it will look if he accepts the offer considering the circumstances. He instead wants to appear as if he's so negatively affected by the events that he's unconcerned with meeting his basic needs.
Of course, I have so many different keys. Alright, I'll be right back.
Once again, his demeanor abruptly switches when the detective leaves the room. With his head buried in his hands, it's anyone's guess as to what is going through his mind at this moment. But what you are about to see next is extremely revealing. Cruz was a left-handed shooter. The surveillance at the school would confirm this, and if you pay close attention to the movements of his hands in the next moments, although very subtle, you can see that he's reimagining holding his weapon. But what's more telling is how his demeanor abruptly stops and then completely switches right before he looks in the direction of the camera. He goes from holding a rifle and beginning to smirk, to then pretending to cry and reverting back to his suicidal mannerisms. This all occurs in under 4 seconds.
Okay, I'm pausing. What a little turd. Babe, you should come in here and give me a kiss, please, if you feel like it. I would love that. My last few comments got filtered because of the subject material we're discussing. Yeah, you have to get really creative talking about real-world problems here on YouTube. TV for people, by people. Unless you're a TV network. Hi, Bumble Kitty Store. How are you? It's good to see you. Oh, hi. Mankey's excited to see you, too, I guess.
Hi, Mank. I missed you.
He's very cute.
He's purring.
Yeah. Big style. Now I'm purring too.
Wow, babe.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Stop. No one's trying to watch that. Ain't no one trying to watch that.
Yeah, we're doing true crime stuff. Get out of here. You're too handsome. I'll have you arrested, and we'll become our own true crime.
Is this guy pretending to be suicidal to get out of doing a crime?
Yeah, shooting up his school.
What a fucking loser.
He's a turd.
I mean, according to Sharon, if you're contemplating suicide, you're already too late. This is a problem to something that you've already endured, so it's pointless to do so. And that the act of suicide implies optimism. You should look into it. He's a fucking wild guy.
He is a wild guy. Josiah and I are both listening to a podcast called Philosophize This. He's listening to it from the latest episode to the newest, and I started on episode 1 and I'm working forward. Just an hour or two ago, I saw a video on that. YouTube's weird problems with conversation topics, and specifically JCS getting hit by it. Was it the video, The Assassination of JCS? Basically, at the old Cracked forums, Robert interviewed someone like this guy. The article it produced was very insightful. Interesting. Oh, he's gone. Sorry, guys. Someone that brought a redacted to a redacted full of kids. Oh, no. Why are you making me laugh at this? Going full Norm Macdonald in there. I'm unpausing.
It could be assumed that for a brief moment, he was not only recollecting the attack, but gaining gratification from doing so. He then remembered he was on film, giving reason for the sharp adjustment. His true self was reliving the attack and enjoying his work, while his false self was so dejected to the point he was externalizing suicidal thoughts. complete opposites.
I'm so grossed out by that.
His next calculated charade is one of self-harm. He first bites himself without drawing blood, or leaving any marks that were visible in his jail intake photographs.
Man, I bet that hurts a little bit, huh? Probably
He
not
then
as much as, say,
scratches and
getting
squeezes
shot,
at the 2 needle
but...
punctures in his arm from where his blood was taken at the hospital. At the very moment the detective re-enters the room, he will act as if he's desperately trying to conceal his self-injurious behavior.
All right.
Setting aside the glaring contradiction that he just murdered and maimed dozens of people while leaving himself without so much as a scratch, it's the frequency of these little charades that makes their deception so transparent. This is a person who is not self-injurious, pretending to be someone that is, but it's such a feeble attempt at feigned self-harm, it would almost be a comical moment if the circumstances weren't as horrific.
So if they're not bleeding anymore, you want them
Bringing
off.
back so many weird memories. Oh no,
You want them off?
Ethan.
Just put them on
I think your dad was very
Throw them up over in the
misinformed.
corner. Alright, this one is mine, because I already opened it. This one's yours in case you change your mind.
The next 4 minutes are the extremely tedious process of getting the subject
Ugh.
to engage further through basic questions. The topic of his phone will now be brought up.
What about your phone? Do you have a phone?
I lost it.
When did you lose it?
Sorry, it was really hard to get into that last stitch there.
Today? Okay. What kind of phone is it?
I don't know.
Okay, is it a flip top, an iPhone, a Samsung? It's a phone. What's the number?
I can't remember.
I'm just going to count really
He will now
fast.
begin to feign a state of hysteria, which then morphs into a simulated panic attack and fake hyperventilation. The detective will need to refute the act immediately as to not let the subject gain confidence with it, but he also has to maintain rapport and avoid confrontation. He essentially has to tell the subject to knock it off, but in the most passive manner possible.
I can't remember, dude. I can't.
Okay, Nick, calm down.
Okay.
You've already been medically cleared. I know what's going to be talked about is difficult, but again, you don't remember your phone number.
Okay, so
How long you had the phone?
he's like, come on,
How long
kid.
have you had the phone?
Fucking- He is not buying any of this bullshit.
Nick, the doctor's already looked at you.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine. You're not having any problems at the moment, and you're perfectly fine. So calm your breathing down, all right? And I want to believe certain things that you're going to tell me, but, you know, if we're getting where you're going to hyperventilate over a phone number, okay? All right?
All right.
The second
So
they
what's your
come
phone
in
number?
to talk to you, they got you, and never to say a thing except asking, what am I charged with?
Okay, 954.
The manic episode is somewhat
That's
curbed,
true.
but the subject is still clearly committed to it.
954
Never
821.
anything other than, hello, how are you, what am I charged with,
200.
I'd like a lawyer.
1
Am I free to go?
0 0 7.
1007. And again, going back to what kind it is, do you know if it's an iPhone, a
I
Samsung?
don't know.
How long have you had it? Every kid knows what the phone is, man. I got kids your age.
Ever since my mother died.
I know, I heard about that. That's what I was going to talk about next.
This is a turning point. Cruz's adoptive mother had indeed passed away the year prior from pneumonia. The topic is sympathetic towards himself,
That's very
and it
sad.
seems to have stopped the feigned hysteria in its tracks. Compared to his neurotic behavior
I'm
in
sure
the
that
minutes leading up to
contributed
this
to this
moment,
in some
he all of
way.
a sudden appears calm. He is clearly receptive, and thus responsive, to the cue of compassion when it's directed at himself. The detective recognizes this, and although he said he would talk about the subject's mother next, he instead focuses on it immediately to keep him engaged.
All right. So, but you had, since your mom died, how long has your mom passed?
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year,
November.
last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay, when your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay, what city was that?
Parkland.
Parkland?
The subject drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective inquires further about his mother for roughly 3 minutes before shifting the discussion. It focuses mainly on the subject's background, and he first declares that he was depressed for the majority of his childhood. He then reveals his history of drug use, which consists of marijuana and Xanax. After that, he claims to have attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning 2 years ago, but in his own words, was able to sleep it off. He then states that he was employed at the Dollar Tree for the last 2 years working as a cashier.
Yeah, I've
You've been
never
able to hold down a job for 2
seen
years. That's
anything
pretty good,
quite
right?
like that.
Yes.
Other than Dollar Tree, where else did you ever work?
Lawn mowing.
What?
Lawn mowing.
Lawn
This whole
mowing?
thing
Oh,
is
okay.
shut your goddamn mouth. Yeah,
Alright,
for
when you
sure.
tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. Today,
Is it
when I
true
say
that this
today,
kid didn't
starting
have any
from
friends?
last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs
That's
at all? Any
damaging. That's
Xanax,
sad.
any marijuana, anything like that?
That definitely would have contributed to this.
The subject reveals that he has a biological brother whom he was adopted with. He then claims to have been making $1,200 a month at the Dollar Tree. The discussion now lands on what his aspirations were.
When you weren't depressed, what did you want to be when you got out
A
of
ranger.
A ranger, an army ranger? Did you ever apply, fill out any paperwork to try to go to the army?
I took the ASVAB, failed.
Okay, why'd you fail?
Because I was stupid.
You were what?
I'm stupid.
You're stupid? Okay, were you going to take it again?
I was afraid to take it.
Okay, but you had aspirations to do something with your life. You wanted to be that's a hell of a thing to want to be an army ranger.
The discussion moves on to the subject's gun collection, which continues for roughly 4.5 minutes. The attack on the school is yet to be mentioned, but the last gun
I
to
agree
now
with
be discussed
everything you
was
guys
his
are
choice
saying.
of weapon
I
to
have
commit the
nothing to
massacre.
add
What
to
made you
it.
choose out of all the guns to want to buy an AR-15?
Cool looking.
Cool looking?
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Now,
So
when you
one
bought
thing
it,
about
I mean, it was a
this
look-
video that like kind of sucks for me is that because these guys are so good at covering this stuff, I like can't contribute anything. This is the exact reason why my dad also said never to even talk to police, because they always try and find something you did wrong. Yeah, it's true. Hi, Monstro. Monstro was just crying at Josiah's door, but Josiah doesn't like the kitties being in his office. He only lets them in sometimes. And that's more than he should have to, since he's allergic to kitties. I would come off a little weird if I was talking to someone while wearing an assless gown. Yeah, agree. Hi. Hi, sweet baby man. You guys can't see him yet, but there he is. What you doing, bud? What you doing, little guy? Is he showing his little face? You sweet boy. You sweet boy. He really does love to show chat his fucking asshole. He just likes to put his asshole front and center. So, be on the lookout for that if you like cat asshole, I guess. Hi, Precious One. Can you guys hear him purring since he's pressed up against the microphone right now? He's so cute. I love my kitty kitty. Okay, bye. Just as long as he doesn't get squirty. Kiko's the one that's squirty right now. Owning cats is accepting that every surface in your home has had a cat's ass on it. Yep, 100%. Including your person. They will press their raw asshole just directly up on you. They will do it.
Legitimate purchase, they gave you a receipt and everything, right? So you bought it legally, right? Did you fill out those forms and everything? Okay, you remember those forms? Okay.
The detective now
Crochet,
shifts the topic onto his former high school, the same place he carried out the attack.
Now, 3 years
Yeah.
ago when you went to Douglas,
Basically.
and obviously you stopped going there. Why'd you stop going there?
I have a Sphinx cat. That bow is unfiltered. That's awesome. That you have
Depression
a Sphinx
worsened?
cat. Is it a nice
what
one?
was going on?
I know that they're
Did
always
you know,
either
did you just stop
very
school on
nice
your own, or did some
very
incident
mean, and
happen
there's no
where
in between with
Yes,
Sphinxes.
incident.
That's like
What was
all
the
I know
incident
about
that
them. I think
happened?
that also that they're expensive. And I
You
can't
fought a
have
kid?
them.
You remember the kid's name?
Yeah.
I think
Ian.
they're just so cool.
And
though.
did you guys both get in trouble for the fight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did they
Did you
do?
ever watch
Suspend you?
interviews with his?
Suspended me.
No, I can't even
Okay.
pronounce
And
that
what
name. I
happened
don't
from
know
there?
who that is.
Did you, after
Is
you got
that on the
suspended, did you go back to
JCS
school?
channel?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened? Why'd you stop going there then?
Felt embarrassed.
You felt embarrassed because you got suspended, or you felt embarrassed because of why?
Because of the fight.
Okay. Well, what was embarrassing about the fight? What were you guys fighting over?
A girl.
A girl? Well, what was embarrassing about it?
If he wasn't very popular,
I mean, did he
If he
get the
wasn't
better
very
of you?
popular,
Was
then
that
why-
What was embarrassing, or you
Yeah.
just he got the better of you?
is he in fights
He has
over
just
girls?
provided the state with a solid argument for a motive. Establishing a reason for an offense is critical when dealing with claims of
I
insanity.
feel like boys
it
don't
can not
usually
only
fight
indicate
over girls that they
premeditation,
don't feel
but
like
also
they have a
calculated
chance with,
malice in
right?
connection to the crime. Something considered absent in the mind of the criminally insane.
Maybe-
he also
maybe they
asserts
do.
that he was lonely and depressed while attending the school, all of which can reinforce the argument that he was exacting revenge upon the community in which
Definitely
he felt
on YouTube, not sure if
ostracized.
this channel
All right,
has
so
it.
you go back to school.
Yo,
what ends
if
up
you can
happening?
find
You just
me a
stopped
link
going to
to
school
that,
after,
I
or
would be
you got into
super
more
down.
problems? Were they?
Got into more problems.
What was
If
the,
it-
what was it? What
I
was the more
trust
problems?
very much
Okay.
the content that I have.
Okay. And this was all while your mom was still alive?
Yeah.
I have the utmost faith that you
At
will
what point
pick
in time
something
will you stop going
appropriate
there, or they
based on
expelled you?
what I have chosen in the
just
past
don't know.
and based on your tastes just
Transferred
being
you.
similar to
They
mine.
transferred you? When they transferred you, that was that upsetting to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we know, the suspect has
So
made the
sorry,
claim about
everyone.
hearing
So
a
what I
voice
need
which
to
he
do
labeled the
I
demon.
need to
The
insert the
detective will
hook
now
in
attempt to
between
get a
this
detailed
thread of
narrative
yarn
of these perceptual disturbances.
and
He will
this
do so
thread
by
of yarn,
asking a series of
and it's really
open-ended
hard to
questions and then
do
continuous
that
follow-up
without
questions
pulling
thereafter.
it
This will
very
lock him
close
into
to my
specific
eyes.
claims about what
I
he
hope
was
you were
hearing.
able
The
to
more
see that
information he gives
okay.
away, the less he will be able to amend later on. And the more questions
But
that
now
are
we have done
posed,
it,
the
and
more
we have
likely he is
3
to make
loops on our
contradictions
hook
that can be
here.
used against him. The suspect believes this is some type of clinical evaluation for the sake of his own well-being, and this misconception will become glaringly apparent later on. He, at this moment, is oblivious to the fact he is giving information away that will be used to cut through his own defense in years to come.
Here you go to the hospital, the doctors clear you. And you're talking about demons. What are the demons?
Voices.
Well, tell me about it. What are the voices about?
It's one. It's
Given the
another
context,
voice
there's a
that
certain
you
amount of
decide.
yak in him, but also it's a
Okay.
terrifying
How
reminder
long
of
has
why you
that voice
don't
been
talk to
going
the
on?
police. Yeah, absolutely. They will happily walk you into a line
you
of
ever tell
talking that will
anybody
support a
about the voice?
conviction even if you didn't do anything. Yes,
Never?
100%
And what
they
does the
will.
voice say to you?
Burn, kill.
Now we'll fight over chicks
destroy.
we have no chance with, at least when
Okay,
we're
burn, kill,
that
destroy
age.
what?
Trust me. Okay, fair enough.
Anything.
Okay. But have
Posted
you
a video
ever
from Barely
burned, killed, or
Sociable in the
destroyed
general
anything?
Discord. Okay, I will reach
What have
out
you
to
burned,
them
killed, or destroyed?
and try to get. Do
Burn.
you know if they
Fire.
consent to people watching their?
To what?
Pit. In a pit. Fire.
Oh, a fire pit. Okay, well, I mean, the voice
Their
told you
videos?
to burn something, you built a fire.
No girls like
In a
you in
fire
school.
pit.
I bet that's not true.
What's destructive about that? That's what fire pits are made for.
There's somebody for
What
everybody.
else did the voice tell you to do that's...
Kill animals.
Okay, have you ever killed animals?
Yes.
What kind of animals?
Birds.
Birds? Wild birds or people's
Birds.
pets? How do you
Not
kill
wild
them?
Birds.
How do you kill them?
Wait for them. Kill them.
Oh, can't catch them, so how are you waiting for them?
Out in the grass. Wait for a bird to come up.
There's no way, man. I'm a bird lover. There's no way. You can't catch a bird, Holmes.
No, I mean like
With a pellet gun? Oh, okay. Where's your pellet gun?
it broke.
Okay. All right.
What a
So the voices
loser.
tell you to herd animals and start fires in the fire pit. When was the last time you heard the voice?
Yesterday.
What time was it? Yesterday?
Okay. Yeah, fair enough, Raikudo. I stand corrected.
It was at night.
Thou maidens shall be mine.
And where we at?
Maidenless question mark.
You're at work, so you're at Dollar Tree. And what's the voice telling you?
Don't feel pressured to, Quinn.
To hurt people. Hurt people at
I'm
Dollar
not your
Tree?
boss.
Or hurt people?
Hurt people in general.
Okay. Doesn't say specifically who? Alright. Can you tell how old the voice is?
My age.
Okay. Do you have a
Wait,
good
did I
voice
just
too, or
hear
just a
police
bad
false
voice?
accuse people? Oh, all the fucking time, bud.
Is there a voice inside you that says, do good things?
The detective will now start getting confrontational, and the subject's behavior will shift once more in response. You will see him get defensive as he attempts to protect his narrative, and his responses will become much faster. He will even cut the detective off multiple times.
Never
Keep
mind.
in mind that he was barely saying anything at the start of this interrogation.
No?
So it's bad.
Yeah, can't be. You held down a job for 2 years. If you were doing things bad, you wouldn't be able to hold a job down for 2 years, right? Okay.
I
mean,
really
look,
do love watching this kid
everybody
get
has,
got.
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice. The voice isn't here. And it's me. Just regular me. Just trying to be a good person.
Yeah, Ethan Hodge, you're
Set
absolutely
aside
right
his
right now.
contradicting behavior for a moment and focus solely on his storyline. In his ideal scenario, we are to believe that he was battling these supposed voices and, in his own words, trying to be a good person. Yet he was unable to reveal or seek help for this internal struggle until the very moment of his arrest. It was quite literally the second he was confronted with his comeuppance that his supposed demons came to light. Now that he is in custody, with the atrocities already committed, he is somehow able to maintain control over the force that was previously keeping him silent. But a deleted video that would later be extracted from his phone would tell a very different story.
Hello. My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can get done. Location is Stone Douglas.
Was he going to post this on the Chans? Or what?
Big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
There are no signs of perceptual disturbances. There is no anguish, doubt,
How
hesitation,
stupid do you
or
have to be to
uncertainty
record
when
this,
announcing his
right?
intentions.
I'm
By
the
his own
Joker,
narrative, He claims to have continuously fought against the evil intentions of the voice. Yet, from a visual standpoint, there is no conflict in this video
I hate this
whatsoever.
fucking, yeah, I'm not a
It's me
fan.
and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice.
Hold on, I'm going to pause it really quick. The thing is, Quinn, I think that I would prefer it unedited so that chat and I can talk about it. Because I feel like I'm just sitting here letting them be the content and I'm like not doing any content. Does that make sense? But like, I mean, if it's that or nothing, then that's fine. But also, you super do not have to scrape for a news interview by any means whatsoever. I can do that if you just remind me what case I'm talking. And you already have. You posted a link in the Discord. I can just look at that. If your big boy genius brain plan was sanity because demon voice is straight up. Like the movie Joker. Why record a manifesto video? It's the cringiest shit. Like, does this guy idolize Elliot Rodger? Because that's a bad person to idolize. This kid isn't bad looking. He obviously needs a little bit of help in the personality department. He probably is a little bit socially, developmentally delayed. But he wouldn't have had trouble with other women that were like-minded. He wouldn't have had trouble. He's not a bad-looking kid. A little personality. You know what I mean. It sucks that he was... I really do feel like this kid is a victim of the system. Like, he obviously had to go through, like, foster homes and shit when he was younger until he got adopted. Maybe he got adopted as a baby. I don't know. But, like, going through the system at any age is proven to be, like, just something that kind of fucks kids up. Like, it is traumatic. And, like, it can make weird, unforeseeable things happen. That's why so many kids in the system act out. And it's like, it's almost like a pipeline to prison system. It's crazy. It's one of these conspiracies that I have about conservatives, that they make it really hard to have social programs so that they can keep getting prisoners to fund the private or fill the private prisons. They would have been a great couple. She's married. She's keeping a different loser off the market. Oh man, I'm still hot about kids in cages we still have. Those didn't go away. I know, and nobody's talking about it anymore. I was just talking about that the other day. So we definitely need to make it harder for people like this to get firearms, but this dude definitely would have made a bomb if he couldn't find a gun. This kid would have been too stupid to make, like, it's not like building Legos. It's, if you don't know how to build a bomb, you're going to blow yourself up making a bomb. And I guess do the world a fucking favor. Posted one non-edited interview to general discourse. Thank you so much. Thank you. If any mod yells at you, I send them to me. Okay. All right. I'm unpausing.
Just trying to be a good person.
Okay. But obviously, again, when you say it's a voice,
they're trying to make
you.
it so you don't even need permits anymore for that shit. It's insane.
The voice is you as well.
Yeah.
The voice didn't force you to do anything, right?
No, the voice did. It's two voices. There's one half.
I don't think any mods will come after you for that, by the way.
His rapidly interchanging behavior has now gone from catatonic to manic to hallucinatory to now highly attentive and cautious.
Okay, well, the voice tells me to go to lunch and not pay for my meal, but I pay for my meal because I know that's the right thing to do, right? Okay, let's talk about it. Because the voice didn't tell you to take Uber, right?
Yes, it did.
It did? The voice said take Uber.
Yes.
Did
the voice is in me.
You're the voice.
No, in here.
Okay, it's in your head.
Oh my
God. Is it a male voice or a female voice?
Male.
Male?
The subject was beginning to panic, but the detective dials it in for the time being and switches the discussion back to more trivial matters. It seems that he wants to consult with the investigators outside before maximizing the pressure, and he reestablishes a certain level of trust before leaving the room.
Let me go. I'm going to go back and see what everybody's doing as far as what they need me to do.
You're not a psychologist or anything? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm a 59-year-old man who's raised 3 children, so I guess that makes me somewhat of a psychologist.
Think you can give me a psychologist here?
I can certainly ask.
Wow. I don't think you're in the fucking position to be asking favors, bud. Guy says he hears voices, has the same back and forth as the guy who fucked the alien from the stream a month
The subject
ago.
scratches his arm for another 2 minutes. He then switches to a hallucinatory state and appears to be seeing things in the room.
I don't think he really thought this through. Yeah, not even remotely.
The detective will once more dismiss the act by pretending to not see it. He will then pose a question to the subject, and the charade will cease immediately.
If he said the demon had a non-binary voice when asked the question, it would have been interesting. Still bullshit, but I'd enjoy that.
It's very interesting to observe his facial expressions at the exact moments he abandons fake behavior. These are the very brief junctures in which his true self appears to surface. It's easy to get distracted by the present situation as he sits there in a hospital gown chained to the floor, essentially helpless to the cunning devices being used against him. But in moments like this, we are reminded of what we're actually dealing with. A very short time ago, he was not helpless at all. He was the one preying on the helpless, offering them none of the sympathy nor mercy of which he is now trying to garner for himself.
You don't like small rooms.
All right, the school or the psychologist you want to talk to.
But legit though, same. I would sing like a canary.
What exactly?
I would. I just would.
What do you want me to ask him, or why do you want to talk to a psychologist?
Find out what's wrong with me.
Well, what do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know.
The detective in this next segment will attain further
I don't know why I didn't
about the
consider that.
supposed
I am
voices.
gonna pause it. I did not consider that. 12 half butts on first row? Yep. And then on the row after, like, it's going to be 12 butts all the way up, bud. It's like, hey, I'm crazy. The guys just told you you're not. I need a doctor to tell me I'm crazy. Yeah, you're not wrong. You guys are not wrong. I don't know why he wants a psychologist. They're going to see through him immediately. Because kids like this think that they are smart. They think that they are smart. They think that they're fooling people. What happens if I don't have an extra stitch? Put the half double crochet into the same stitch. I've been doing it the entire piece. I've been doing it the entire piece, and it looks way better than it did on the last time that I crocheted this pattern. It's way less uneven on the ends. Okay, unpausing.
Will no longer have to tread carefully in order to maintain
that's
a
so
friendly
smart, though.
connection. He will still secure useful information, but also get
That's so
confrontational
smart.
as
Why
and when
didn't
he
I,
pleases.
Zero
The risk
Doxy,
of
the
frightening
smartest one of
suspect
all,
to the
think
point
of
where it
that?
stops the interrogation
dude.
is no longer a concern.
When you hear the voices, are the voices like outside your head or inside
Anal.
your head when you hear them?
Anal bum cover.
Okay, so it's not like you don't hear a voice from that corner talking to you. It's inside your head. And is it always the same voice, or is it only one voice?
One voice. Yeah.
I think I
And
fucked
you
up
said
here.
it's a man's voice? Yeah.
Yes.
Does it sound like anybody you've ever met? Anybody you ever seen on TV? Can you tell by
I
an
was
accent?
so ready for the Joker.
Kind of,
I was
is it
so
old man,
ready.
young man, white man,
Young
black?
man.
Young man? About the same
No,
age
it's a
as you, you think?
dishcloth. It's not a pot holder. It's for washing dishes.
But it's only one voice you ever hear, right?
Yes.
Do you hear the voice when you're in bed at night sleeping?
Yes.
What the hell?
Do you ever see anything with the voice? Like yeah, like,
Very
you know,
weird how big of a gap
some
there
people
is
say, oh, I see a
here.
person sitting in the corner. You don't see anybody sitting over there, do you? It's just me and you, right? Alright. Do you always obey what the voice tells you to do?
I try not to.
Okay. Well, how many, on any given week, how many times do you think you hear the voice? All the time?
Once
That's
every
your
day.
inner monologue,
Once every day?
fool. That's why
Morning,
it sounds
afternoon,
like
night?
you.
Always the same time?
Usually in the afternoon.
About what time?
This isn't even a doctor,
11,
Ethan. This is just a
12.
cop.
Why do you think it's those hours?
I don't know.
It's always around lunchtime? Now you talked about demons, and
Yeah.
then you talk about
Yeah,
the
that's the
voice.
demon. The voice is the demon.
The voice is the demon. So there's not
the
two.
person, whoever it is,
Does it have a name?
no name.
Does it ever say, "Hey, my name's Nick. Does it use your name or use somebody else's name? It just a voice with no name.
Just a voice with no name telling me what to do.
Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
Did it tell you, "Hey, buy that gun, it looks cool"? Did the AR-15 get picked out because it was similar to the gun that an Army Ranger would carry?
No, it's because of the voice.
What do you think if you didn't buy it, if you said, "Hey, I ain't buying these guns, too expensive," what do you think the voice would have done to you? Did you stop talking to you?
No, tell me to hurt myself.
How would you hurt yourself?
Cut.
You're a cutter?
I'm a cutter.
When was the last time you cut yourself?
Earlier.
Earlier when?
I was fishing.
Earlier today or
Earlier today.
Where were you fishing at today?
At a lake.
Okay, before the
The
shoot?
kid was
before the
attempting
school
to be
shooting?
catatonic and not incriminate
What did
himself.
you
Now
cut
he
yourself
won't
with?
shut up. This detective is a master of his craft. Yeah,
Those little
absolutely. He's doing
scratches
a
on
real
your
good
arm?
job. He like you can tell that
You look
he's
at him.
raised kids and that
Oh,
like
man.
he's
I
dealt
get
with
worse
kids
scratches
lying
weeding
to
my
him.
flower bed than that. You weren't trying to hurt yourself?
Yes, it wasn't sharp enough.
Wasn't sharp enough?
No.
How many knives do you own?
4, 5.
How long have you been cutting
Also,
yourself?
even a really dull knife will
you ever cut
fucking
yourself
cut
where
a
you had to go to the
person
hospital and get stitches?
if that person wants to cut.
When you cut yourself, it's because the voice just told you to cut yourself. And if you didn't talk or you didn't listen to the voice, then you were going to be alone because your voice was your only friend. That's kind of what you're saying. Even though you have a biological brother. Since me and you have been talking, have you heard the
I don't
voices?
like that he just
What's
like
it said?
Saying cut yourself.
For you to cut yourself. Does the voice like me?
it seemed like his biological brother
voice like
had
me?
to be his friend or
Why
was
doesn't he
like
trust
more
me?
important than other people in his
Pretty
life.
relaxed, ain't I?
Just because he's blood.
Well, what doesn't he like about me?
I don't like that at all.
I mean, I'm kind of grinning because I want to know what the voice's problem is with me. What doesn't he like about me? I treated you fairly. I've given you water. I talked nice to you. You know.
You're too nice.
I'm too nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times has the voice talked to you while we've been in the room here together?
A fucking piece of paper will cut you,
Voice said
genius.
jump out of
Yeah.
the chair and do anything bad.
But
to that
traditional
policeman?
family values. Yeah. Ugh.
Saying kill yourself now.
I don't really believe there is a voice, to be honest with
There's a
you.
voice.
No, I don't think there is.
I'm telling you the truth. There is.
No. I mean, I feel you probably want to kill yourself because of what happened, but...
No, the voice is telling me to kill myself.
Okay, but...
Intentionally
voice
trying to throw out assumptions to
is
agitate
telling
him
you
and get
that
him to
the
keep
AR-15
talking. Yeah.
is... You like guns, man. You wanted to be a ranger. You like guns. It's all right. There's cops like that. There's cops who got 50 million guns. You didn't buy guns because the voice said, hey, today I like Mossbergs, tomorrow I like AR-15s. You like guns.
Can call the psychologist.
I've already got the questions from some of the psychologists. Some of the questions I asked you were from... Yeah.
I see.
That's the ones I asked you. You already...
No.
The questions were obviously from the investigation team and not a psychologist, but the suspect doesn't know this, and it's fascinating to observe his reaction when he sees the questions are not sympathetic in nature. He perhaps thought a psychotherapist would be asking him about his feelings and affording him some type of reassurance after he committed mass murder, and he becomes very unsettled once he realizes the procedure won't be quite as sympathetic.
Voices. Are the inside or outside of your head? What do the voices say? These are all questions I asked you. How many voices? You said one. Whose voice do you think it was? You didn't know.
What the f is wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't understand why you can't admit you like guns. You want to talk to a psychologist. Why didn't you talk to a psychologist when the voices started?
The voice is telling me not to. I listen.
The voice was telling you not to talk to a psychologist?
Yeah, but myself, I wanted to.
You ever go to church?
I wanted to.
No, I'm saying ever in your life.
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
I don't believe in God.
What do you believe in?
I feel like there's something.
Okay. But if you believe in demons, do you believe in angels? Angels is the good. Demons are the bad. But when you say the word demon, you think it's an evil spirit? Or what do you think
Some
it is?
religions have only good or only bad.
The subject had earphones in during the mass shooting. The topic now lands on
Is
the
the
music
narrator's
he was
voice a
listening
real
to.
voice?
Well,
like
I mean,
he's
I'm
real?
sure we
Yes.
don't like to
That
say
is a
music.
real
What kind of
person
music we
talking. It's
listen
not
to?
text to speech.
Name the group.
What was it? Mark Twain.
Fraikudo, jeez.
You have to help me. Mark what?
Mark something.
What was the song though?
Sad.
That's the name of the song? Sad?
No, Salad Days.
Salad Days?
Well,
Hold on
that's a
second.
DMCA. You have
Wait,
12
listen
whole
to one
buttholes.
song.
Fuck yeah,
What else do you
bud.
listen to?
Just a lot of sad songs.
Alright. Did you pick the music yourself?
Victoria, you're
Or did the
killing it.
demon pick the music?
Demon, and then myself partially.
Alright, which ones did you pick?
The sad ones,
Which ones did he pick?
the evil ones.
The evil ones. Give me an evil one compared to a sad one. You already gave me a sad one. What's an evil one?
Panzermensch.
What?
Panzermensch.
Panzermensch.
DMCA, 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 DMCA.
What does that say?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no lyrics to it?
Oh, no. Oh, well, there is lyrics, but I don't know what it means.
But is it in English?
No.
What language is it in?
German.
German?
You've been hot.
Do you speak German?
No,
Then how do you know what the lyrics mean?
I don't.
So they could be happy,
Never
right?
mind.
I don't know if they're happy or not.
Well, again, you
Yeah,
don't because you
maybe.
can't speak it.
the demon chose it. I didn't choose.
But you have them on your. How long do you think you had them on your playlist?
A long time.
Okay,
Hi,
so you listened to
Kika.
them a lot of times.
You're so cute. How are you
So you have a
feeling,
playlist
my
of
love,
music.
my little kitty?
The demon
My
helped
treasure.
you pick out, but you picked out some of them. I'm just having a tough time understanding this demon thing.
I know. Nobody understands.
Well,
The evil songs. I don't know what the lyrics mean yet.
the
You're not right.
Xanax you were talking to me about earlier.
Sorry, I'm letting
Where'd
my
you get
cat
the
come
Xanax?
hang
On
out.
the street
Come here.
or?
On the streets.
So you used to buy that. Other than Xanax and marijuana, what other drugs you
Hi.
ever tried?
Oh,
Vodka?
there's the boy himself.
PCP, cocaine, heroin.
No.
Okay, Xanax. How many of those did you take when you used to take them?
5.
Okay, 5. What size bar? How big? What color was it?
Half, sometimes full.
Okay, what color? They all.
Yeah,
white.
Mog,
White.
you're not wrong.
All
Fun
right, but
fact.
that was off the
Oops,
street?
so sorry.
Did they
The
help you
phrase
sleep?
salad days comes from Shakespeare. How I long for the salad days when I was green in
Okay.
judgment.
Did it make the demon go away?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I liked that
When was the last time
song.
you think you did Xanax?
I didn't want to say it because this guy used it as his fucking murder
So
soundtrack,
if the Xanax
but I kind of liked that
helps
song.
you get the demons away.
Marijuana does it better.
Marijuana does better. When was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Last week.
Last week? But you're making $1,200 a week. Why didn't you smoke marijuana every day to get rid of the demon?
Illegal.
It's illegal?
Yeah.
It's illegal. It was illegal whether you do it once a week or once every 5 minutes. So why didn't you choose to get rid of the demon by doing it? Anytime you heard the demon, just light up a blunt.
Does this change
Well,
anything
you
in
had
this
the
case?
money,
Oh
man.
yeah, he's building a fucking entire prosecution against him, like the
Okay.
entire case.
So the demon wanted you to do wrong, but then your good side
He's
didn't
establishing
want to
that
do
he
wrong by
knows
smoking
good from
marijuana.
bad. He's making him answer a bunch of specific questions that
Yeah,
he's
made him go
never
away.
going to remember all these answers if he's making it up on the spot.
Huh.
Like they're going to prove that he's lying about these demons.
Well, I don't know why you didn't tell the doctor. Then you had anxiety problems, and marijuana and Xanax cured your anxiety and made the demons go away. It seemed like an easy fix, man. If that's true. You sure you didn't like the demon's voice?
I don't like the demon voice.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Then why didn't you go to a doctor and get rid of it?
I love my kitty so
I'm
much.
just afraid people.
Why, well, forget that for a second. Let me ask you another crazy
They're
question.
basically getting him to undermine his
demon-
own
was the
insanity.
demon there that night?
Absolutely.
Ian
Yes.
Beat you up on campus?
And Lord Fuel.
Was the demon there that day when Ian beat you up on campus?
Yes. He told me to go up to him.
Okay, so
Alright.
who did Ian beat up? You or the demon?
Oh, I love you so much, Giga.
Me.
Okay, so why didn't the demon do something to stop it?
I still find it funny he has to wear the hospital gown. I hope they
Huh?
make him wear it after they sentence him.
I don't know. That's a good question because the demons tell you to do all these bad things. Why couldn't the demon get you mad enough to get the best of Ian?
Kika, that was precious.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That
It
was
doesn't
so
make any
fucking
sense.
cute, dude. Did you guys see that?
Why?
He just grabbed my hand.
Oh, the
He just put his
demon's
little
this
paw on my little paw.
all-powerful thing that tells you to
Sorry
do bad
about the
things,
mic, by
and
the way.
you're afraid of it. Why didn't the demon just take over right then when Ian was getting the best of you and get the best of Ian?
Oh, Kika, come on.
Why did the demon not do that? Why do you think?
You're being so cute. I can't yell at you.
I don't know. I can't figure it out either because I don't think the demon exists.
Can I think?
I don't think it exists.
No, like.
I think that them. Go ahead, bud.
Am I able to like think to myself about it?
Yeah, sure.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, you can think all you want. I'm just.
No, I'm just
Giga.
thinking about the demon.
He's being cute again. He's trying to
Well,
rest
you want
his
me to-
head
I'll leave you
on
to
my
think
wrist.
for a while, and I'll come back and talk to you. I personally, I think you're using the demon as an excuse.
I'm not. I promise.
You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for marijuana. You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for Xanax. You could have stopped the demon by illegally doing marijuana, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon by doing Xanax illegally, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon anytime you want. You didn't want to stop the demon.
The subject seems to be coming to the realization that he's not going to be treated as a victim. As he begins to meet this reality, you will notice him exhibit signs of fear. You will then see him attempt to escape the confrontation by feigning a state of psychosis once more. The detective will recognize this, but this time will not afford reassurance. He will instead apply further condemnation, and a visibly frightening realization will engulf the suspect from that point forward.
I'm very
It's
excited
essentially
to
the
watch
very
this. I hate
beginning of
that
retribution. The detective
getting
introduces him
a
to the rest of
justice
his life
boner
at
from
this
a
moment.
system that I find incredibly unjust.
You
but
didn't. You could have. I've given you 4 ways you could have stopped the demon, man. Okay, now you know you're just acting like that because.
No.
Okay, well, relax. You're just acting like that because I'm making sense. Calm down. I'm making sense, and you don't like when it makes sense.
No.
Because it doesn't fit into the story you're telling right now.
I'm telling you the story. It's true. It's just,
Well, why are you looking at your arm now?
I'm trying to understand why.
Well, why didn't you want to stop the demon?
I don't know.
Xanax could be prescribed.
Because I think you like the demon.
No,
That's where it came from.
Why didn't you stop it then?
I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon.
Well, that's if the demon even exists.
Can I get an attorney or something?
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Did the demon, the voices tell you to get an attorney? Okay. All right. Will you tell the voice that don't hit yourself in the head, because the attorney the demon just requested, I will.
Oh, thank
stop
you,
talking to you.
Asuma.
I'm scared.
You scared of what?
Scared of what? Why wouldn't he protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
All right. Well, again, your demon wants an attorney. Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular? Okay. All right. Well, just relax. You're done talking to me.
Oh, that's like the end.
Once again, I grabbed the wrong key.
He's panicking.
All right, do me a favor. Stay seated. Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. I'm going to put handcuffs behind you. Since you keep talking about hurting yourself. Hold on. Put your hand behind your back. No, not behind the chair. Behind your back. I don't want to make it that uncomfortable.
Oh, why don't you want me to hurt myself?
Because what did the demon say about me? I'm a nice guy.
Oh, my eyes.
Stop it.
My eyes.
Also, that's so funny that the auto caption thought it said "my guy." Jesus Christ, this is egregious.
Nicholas Cruz was taken to the Broward County Jail, where he remains in isolation to this day. His trial date is yet to be scheduled.
The 20-year-old has been
Yes,
held without
Pancake,
bond
it
since
is.
last year's mass
We're like
shooting
at
that
the
left 17
end. I'm
people
so
dead.
sorry you
His
missed
attorney
it.
said he would plead
We have
guilty in
less than a
exchange for
minute
a life
left.
sentence, but prosecutors rejected that offer and are seeking the death penalty.
Did he get the death penalty? Did he get the death penalty? We're not gonna watch Wrath of Jody right now. We might eventually. I want to find. Yeah, they have a couple of short videos. I feel like we have time for one more short video. All the ones that fucking start auto-playing for us. Let's do Guilty Until Proven Innocent or The Legend of Jeff. I almost made an extraordinarily dark joke, but I'm not quite that drunk yet. By all means, make the joke, man. Why would you want life in prison? Am I the only one who would want the death penalty in that case? Man, I'm really scared of dying. I'm really scared of it. Do we know the interrogator's name? I'm sure he said it at the beginning, what his name was. I don't think that I can handle getting mad right now. So let's do the Legend of Jeff. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is about.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? Yeah, I'll explain everything.
I'm under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And then I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Let me do that real fast? All right, Jeff. Can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand? Do you understand what I read you? Do you comprehend what I read you?
His name is Jeff.
Jeff, I'm just here to talk to you and figure out what happened.
Because she's incredibly hot. You don't even need to worry about birth control.
Did you understand the rights?
Holy shit. She is really hot, though. It's stupid. Yeah, same Pancake. I think you're right.
This robbery. This is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
Trial date for Nicholas Cruz was only just set last month. Jeez Louise.
Like
Trial starts April 4th. Welp, we're going to be watching that.
This is Jeff. Jeff is a heroin addict and has been for the last 14 years. He is 6'5", weighs 153 pounds, and has now found himself in the unfortunate circumstance of being charged with armed robbery.
Judgmental.
This is in the state of Georgia, so if found guilty, they will render him the minimum term of 10 years without parole, up to the maximum term of life in prison. Jeff has been through the system multiple times over, and he will know that if indeed found guilty, his sentence will be considerably longer than the minimum 10 years due to his previous convictions.
Jeff, do you understand your rights? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you motherfuckers.
Okay, fair enough. You want a Coke?
Yeah.
Last Coke you'll ever have, bud.
Jeff has become somewhat of a cult figure in the domain of interrogation footage. His recognition seems to have grown through his own popularity, as opposed to the notoriety of his crimes, like most others. Conveying the exact reasoning behind this can be tricky, as the interest in this character will no doubt vary by the individual. Yet we've found the most collective reason can be explained through a single pop culture reference: the anti-hero. While the concept is timeless, the actual term was created through the realm of modern cinema. There's a diverse number of characters passing through the decades that fit the criteria. Yet perhaps the most textbook example could be the protagonist from the 2003 feature Bad Santa, a middle-aged man simply known as Willie. This is a character that lies, cheats, steals, swears at children, drinks an inconceivable amount of alcohol, and is generally extremely unpleasant to every single person he comes across.
I loved Bad Santa. I saw it once, and I remember I thought it was so funny.
Let's tell what you want for Christmas.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
On paper, this is an extremely unlikable individual, yet for some reason, we root for him while following his story. Anti-heroes are flawed, as are we. Their moral complexity mirrors our own, and just like us, they are learning and growing as they move along the path of life. Their mistakes make us think of our mistakes, and perhaps the reason we root for their redemption is the reflection of ourselves rooting for our own.
I have no idea what you're talking about,
So you might be curious about the contrast between the anti-hero and the villain. One we embrace and relate to, while the other we despise and detach from. Both are driven by selfish motivations, yet our emotional response differs between them. The reason for this, while not necessarily obvious, is a relatively simple formula. The anti-hero must have a glimmer of humanity, alongside a noticeable vulnerability. This is what allows the viewer to truly connect with the character. It allows us to forgive them when they are unethical, but admire them when they are noble. It allows them to be angry, cowardly, and greedy, but also cheerful, brave, and empathetic.
Who the fuck is Thurman? Is that you? Is your name Thurman?
Yeah.
Thurman Merman?
Yeah.
Jesus.
With relation to Jeff, while many
Yeah,
of us
that's
can't
funny.
relate to
That's
the feeling
very
of
funny.
being addicted to heroin for well
So
over
we're
a
full
decade,
circle
we
back
can
to
certainly
Joker, yeah.
understand the feeling of sadness. While we may not be able to put ourselves directly in the shoes of
My
an
cat is
addict,
being
we
so
can somewhat
fucking
relate
cute.
to
I
the
can't
adversity
hang.
that comes with it, not to mention the incredible magnitude of the situation he is going through in this video. How he responds to this very moment is quite literally the precursor
No
to his
bully,
entire
poor
future.
kid.
He is at a crossroad
Hi,
moment in
Lita.
life, where on one side is the possibility of hope, and on the other side is the outright guarantee of despair. The long-term path he goes down will be the consequences of the short-term choices he makes, all of which have to be judged and decided on while going through the early stages of heroin withdrawal.
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you guys can get me that methadone or what?
I don't have any. Do you have a medication for it, or I mean a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie and you guys, I can't get no methadone. I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
Where do you usually get your methadone from?
I don't get it. I get heroin.
How long
Why
have you been
would
using
he
heroin?
open that with his
Long
few
time.
remaining teeth?
What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah,
All right?
I'm in a shitty, wrong place at wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I
not
don't have
keep
nothing.
up
I
the
don't talk
act.
to the police, man.
I think it's in your best interest to.
How?
Man.
I don't talk to
you're
the
sitting
police.
Here, okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have,
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
And
didn't
I'm
do
not
nothing.
trying to get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, "Come here." I say, "What's up?" They search me. They
Fuck,
find
man.
nothing.
Holy
What's
shit.
up?
Let me read this.
No,
Yes.
because I'm not gonna sign it.
You don't have to sign it. But let me read it for you. Okay?
I'm not signing nothing.
You don't have to
How
sign it.
old is this?
Let me read it.
You already read it to me earlier.
I know we did, but I'm going to read it to you again.
Thanks for the coat.
You're welcome. Before we ask any questions, you must understand what your rights are.
And here we have our glimmer of humanity. Jeff extends his gratitude in recognition of the small favor the detective has done for him. There is no return benefit for Jeff giving thanks to his adversary, meaning there is an element of selflessness and grace in the act. There may be considerable emphasis on the glimmer of humanity here, but all we need is a glimmer to know that it's at least in there.
You have the right to remain silent. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I've explained to you?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
Okay. Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm a lawyer.
All right. This is
I
what
told
I don't
you this
understand.
was- I told you this
I know,
was
but
gonna
this is
happen.
what I don't understand, Jeff. You were sitting there talking
Kika's crocheting,
just like you
guys.
were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed just in the...
Because I told you what, I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you've asked for an
I want a
attorney.
lawyer.
So, okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before, and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke. Put me back in the cell.
What the fuck? This dude has crazy balls on him.
All right. I know we did this twice, but I gotta do it again every time, okay? Before I ask you any questions, I gotta read your rights. You understand that? Okay. Go ahead and sign there. Let me take your jacket off.
Look, I'm not signing nothing.
Okay, you don't have to sign anything. You understand your rights, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all I need is a verbal yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
When's this coke gonna be here? Or is that just a fairy tale?
It's coming. He's getting it right now. He'll be here in about 2 minutes. He has to walk to the soda machine. Coke tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to count my buttholes. Can't help but respect this guy, even if he did commit the robbery. Agree. See you later, Rana. We're going to be ending at the end of this video anyway, which is very soon, so
like what?
You're not going to miss much.
Robbery, okay? But
there's no way that this is
you know,
enough buttholes.
if you're saying you didn't
2,
do it,
3, 4,
you need to give me your side of the story.
7,
I didn't do it.
9,
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got to, convince me.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name the physical.
Well, I don't need to, why should I tell you that? I mean, you haven't been helpful to me at all.
Because I don't believe that you got any evidence.
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name them.
Well, why do I need to do that? You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence, and I give me a
Why
little
on earth would he do that, though?
Anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer that you helped me out.
That doesn't mean dick. There's no way. I didn't do it. There's no way.
How drunk were you? Were you drunk?
No, I was pretty sober.
So you're in your right mind. You remember everything about the night, right? So you couldn't have done something not remembered. You couldn't have gone and robbed the place and not remembered.
Lie. That's a
Okay, so you
direct
remember
lie
the
from the
place.
cop because they're
So I'm willing
allowed to
go
do
the
that. It's
prosecutor, I'm
fucking
willing to go to the
stupid.
parole officer and say, this guy's a good guy. He helped me out. He didn't do anything. I know you don't want to go back to jail, right? Back to prison.
Oh, we're definitely
Fuck,
gonna
looks
get
like I
some
am.
crochet
You're gonna
emotes.
charge me with
We're
some bogus
definitely
shit.
gonna
You
get
guys
some
don't-
crochet
I mean,
emotes.
what do you got really that I was
Well, I've recorded
at a
emote
buddy's
of Doxy
house,
crochet.
And I had to come outside because you guys were fucking swarming the area and they
Which
fucking.
door did you come out of?
I came out of the front door.
At
You know
least
what?
from
I'm
my
not-
recollection, even if the cop wants to go
I'm
to bat
done,
for you,
man.
they aren't
Fuck
allowed
this.
to.
The only reason I came up here is to get a fucking coke.
Okay. You're not getting out.
I can't finish it.
You can finish it. Make it quick. I got things to do.
Butterfinger, you promise.
I didn't promise you that. I said we'd see what happens. All right. Like I said, you haven't helped me out at all. Why should I help you out? I got you a soda. That's good enough.
Jeff was released from custody just under 12 hours later, and that takes us to the final and perhaps the most important component of an anti-hero, the conclusion, which unfortunately in this particular case is unknown. The final outcome of this story will vary depending on the source, some with a happy ending, others a cautionary tale. One legend has it that Jeff got clean soon after his release, and now works in the corporate marketing team for Coca-Cola,
Yeah,
while
that's
another states that he was
assured
picked
Jan
up the
from
day
me.
after for the same charge, and is now facing down a 15-year sentence in Georgia State Prison.
Much
If we
more
go by the
likely.
Hollywood formula, an anti-hero's actions throughout the course of their life are so drastic and single-minded that they only ever lead to salvation or destruction, and their final decision is always dictated by what they have learned and how they have changed throughout the course of the story. The paradox here is that we don't even need the theme of imprisonment to mold the outcome of this particular story, as the theme of addiction
Really
is
thought
more
that
than
we would
enough.
finish this
Whether he goes to
dishcloth
prison
today
or
would be
not,
super
Jeff
good.
will either manage to get clean and rebuild his life, or he won't. He is headed for salvation or destruction no matter what, and that single concept can perhaps define Jeff as an anti-hero. His outcome is a mystery, but either way it goes, it most certainly conforms to the anti-hero's ending.
Well,
Santa!
Yeah.
You're bringing my present early?
No.
But I never told you what I wanted.
I said I didn't bring it, dipshit.
Okay, good. I want a stuffed elephant. A pink one.
Well, wishing one hand, shitting the other one, see which one fills up first.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that it was a super, super short stream today. Let's make this, but say, could you butthole not? That's funny. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. I'm sorry that today was a short stream. We had a heck of a day, didn't we, Kika? We had to go and get diarrhea medicine because this little fucker keeps having diarrhea, licking it up off of his fur and then barfing it back up because he has a belly full of his own diarrhea all the time. So, yeah, we took him to the vet, and it's been a rough day. It's just been a rough day. If you wish for shit in your hand, oh. Anyway, nice. I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow, and we will definitely be doing more crochet. I don't know what else we're doing. I'm waiting for a couple of messages back from people who I have reached out about watching their content for Creepy Crochet. A lot of people do not answer you if you don't have, like, a lot of followers, it turns out. So that's not a problem I'm used to having. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Say something nice in chat. I'm going to send you over to somebody. Goodbye.